Crust, haven't had that for a while, and I do like it. Mapunga Breeze Duck, what impact on the race can this boy have?
Too slow early for mine, but he feels a dog. If there was a bit of a scrimmage, if Rowdy Boy did cause a bit of chaos, Mapunga Breeze's back half of the race will be really strong. Just where he is at that first turn, I think Manson Lamps could be sort of trying to push off the track as well. I prefer him drawn out wide, but having said that, very big price here, Manson Lamps. Jeff Britton gradually improving with this dog. Showed good early pace his last couple of starts after being a bit iffy early in his career. Just where the box 1 suits, I think he's probably better drawn out wide, and General Frankie will have to clear Manson Lamps just in case it shifts off at that first turn.
So Sky Racing 1 are on board ahead of the third here at the Meadows on Silver Chief Night. And we spoke earlier about Peter Prosciutto, and he's got a young camp doing some really good things at the moment. I tell you what, one bloke who's done it for 20 years is Paul Bartolo. He's got number 3 here, General Frankie. Duck is a short price favourite. Do you expect him to be at first past the post here?
Yeah, look, I do. I'm happy to be on him here even at the shorts. I said his first two runs of his career were at this track in what were very hot form line maidens, and couldn't believe he got beaten 30-01 on one of those situations there at his second start. And he started to put it all together soon. Again, at Sandown last start, he went 29.47 and was being backed like he couldn't lose on the night. Doesn't necessarily need to lead here. That would be optimal, but if he can just get that forward position, the back half of his race should be pretty strong. I feel like there's a chance if he can make a couple of small mistakes and still be good enough to win this. Ideally, leading all the way, please.
Corey Smith, this boy's gone 29.47 at Sandown Park. You'd assume a replica performance is going to have him hard to beat here.
Very, very hard to beat. Deserving favourite. Little bit of a sticky map, in my opinion. Paul Bennett might apply some pressure. Rowdy Boy, we don't know what he's going to do. He's had a few indiscretions in the past. He can be a little bit in that pest category. Manson Lamps wants to push up the track a little bit. Mapunga Breeze will keep a straight line. So it is all about that start. But General Frankie, absolutely the best dog in the race. But Manson Lamps, maybe a little bit of value. And you could play Rowdy Boy for your wider exotics, top 3, top 4 sort of areas.
Let's get up to James, race number 3 here at the Meadows on Silver Chief Night.
They're moving in. $1.70 now, the favourite in 3. Patrick, the big rig Furchy, the man who labels a race on his own birthday about himself, we think anyway. Happy birthday to you, Pat. They're set for a start, race number 3. Favourite General Frankie, ready to go the third. They're set. And they're racing. General Frankie out okay. Now starting to muscle through underneath of Rowdy Boy, who left cleanly tonight. Rowdy Boy sits up outside of General Frankie, who just gave it a hip and shoulder and now takes the lead. Rev Oberon moved up. They're about 3 lengths clear to Manson Lamps, Ivory Inzai, and then Mapunga Breeze. Rowdy Boy in mid-race trouble with Paul Bennett, and Eventuate back at the end. General Frankie's done it hard, but he went 2 lengths clear upon turning from Rev Oberon, slipping to the inside, but it's still General Frankie in front. Favourites in control. That was a good win. Tough win. General Frankie by just under 2 lengths. Too good, beating Rev Oberon. Third in Manson Lamps, and then Mapunga Breeze, who did his best work late. Then Ivory Inzai, a break to Paul Bennett. No luck, Rowdy Boy. Back at the end with Eventuate. 30 and 26, the gallop for the favourite. The General.
It's number 3, General Frankie, and he looked to me in a sicky spot early, didn't he, Duck? Because we saw Rowdy Boy, we spoke about previously, somehow find his way to the top, and I'd love to see the replay here because he found himself back in the field quite sharply. But for General Frankie, under the pump mid-race, but stood up to it.
Yeah, he began well, and then just going into this first turn, I was like, where is he? And then all of a sudden, he seemed to go from 4th to the lead in a blink of an eye there. Showed great courage along the rail. Rowdy Boy, I don't know what happened there. He put the brakes on, then wanted to get off the track, and then that caused some carnage. Whilst that's happened, General Frankie's pinched that brake. I was a little worried there just around about the 600 boxes because Rev Oberon is very strong, but just with that in full flight there, General Frankie was had plenty of experience at this track and trip. Strong. Paul Bartolo, as his dog's very fit, and he's held on and he's gone away again there on the line to an excellent win. As a short price favourite, it was backed into $1.60 and then out to $1.75 right on the death. But another big betting go for the Bartolo camp with General Frankie.
So just his 7th career start tonight, Smithy, but one like a decent one with a fair bit ahead of him, particularly here at the Meadows and on the Metropolitan tracks anywhere he goes.
Again, though, needs to improve that first section or to be able to put it in the races. We flagged Rowdy Boy, could be a pest in the early stages. He was. He got a little bit lost, Rowdy Boy. He looked like a dog that hadn't been here to the Meadows. I'm not sure whether that's the case or not, but he got lost on that first bend, and that just opened everything up for General Frankie. And then once he got clear air, he was tough through the middle part of the race where he staved off a few, and then he just ran on beautifully. So he is is a dog that has plenty of upside, General Frankie, and I'd be expecting him to win plenty of races moving forward if he can just tighten up that first split, because he did get all the favours going into that first bend, and that won't always happen.
All right, that's a wrap of race 3. We'll have some probably kids get upset throughout the night. Smithy, it's only natural for kids at that age, but we've got one right next to us who's quite upset about the temperature. The temperature of which it's getting down to here at the Meadows, which I must agree with him, it is getting quite chilly. So given there's 4 large pieces sitting beside us, it is a fantastic reason to have a spell. We'll be back shortly for race 4 here on Sky Racing Active.
Welcome to the Rowdy Boy Experience, Patch.
I'm too scared to eat. I'll spill it off myself, I know it. I loaded up on the protein, the avocado, the creatine before I got it. I do Reuben toasters. Seriously, Patch, avocado